Gary Smith, thank you for joining us after this 1-1 draw at home to Coalville Town. Gary, you must have been pulling out your non-existent hair after the first 20 minutes, the way we started that game. But in the end, probably frustrated that we never got the win.
Yeah, definitely. I thought, the first 15, 20 minutes, I thought Coalville came out and they brought the game to us. They took the game to us. And until we settled down after that point, I thought we took control. Going into the half-time, I said to the lads, we're on top of them now, and if we can press that advantage home, keep that tempo, that momentum, the character and spirit and desire what they were showing in that period, if they could keep that going, then we could come away in the second half and win the game. To say I'm proud would probably be an understatement. I'm actually proud of every single one of the lads tonight for that effort and the desire and the character and the spirit to come back from the one goal deficit and to score an equaliser the way we did. What a fantastic strike for Jack Concannon, and you heard the noise yourself around the Lamb. I'm sure you guys commentating as well, and I did say that to the boys before the game, that we could use the crowd to our advantage here, and make this fortress Lamb. And if you get the fans on side here when you're playing here, then they become that extra push for you, that 12th man, as they like to say. So to say I'm proud is probably an understatement. I'm more than proud, and I didn't really want to single any one particular player out. And I'm probably sure you were going to ask me a question or two about him later on, so I'll let you have that moment.
Okay. Ultimately, Gary, people watching this interview might be thinking, well, why are you so happy you only got a point? Yeah, we didn't get the 3 points tonight, but there were so many positives about the way that we responded. Saturday we'd lost badly away at a rival, Royston, and then we're a goal down tonight, but we come back from that.
Yeah. I can remember being asked after the Royston game about how do you pick the players up, and I said to you guys that I feel I'd already done it. When I think about players, look, they're not silly, they understand, they know, and sometimes as a manager you don't really have to say a lot after a certain type of performance, depending on how it is, and the players have picked up on that, because I haven't said too much about Saturday. I've tried to get it out the way as quick as possible, because you need to respond, and like I said, I didn't really have to say too much. I passed a few messages around the players group on Sunday and Monday, and then I passed another one on to them again today, this afternoon, before they all arrived, just outlining exactly what I would be demanding, me, Tom and Andy as a management team, what we're going to demand from the players, what we expect from them. And as you could see with that performance tonight, if they can continue to perform like that, then we stand a good chance of winning more football matches.
Absolutely. Back to your point about players standing out, the question really I've got for you is, several players were shouts for man of the match this evening, but who would you say? You did say you weren't going to single players out, but who would stand out to you?
I would really like to give Aaron Ford a mention. I'd also like to give Ryan Beswick a mention today as well, because I thought that was Bez's best performance for a while. And the reason why I'm mentioning these players are playing for us, and they are not 100% where they should be. So when they come out and they're still prepared to go and dig deep for us the way they have tonight, I have to give them a mention for that. But Tyra Waite's another one in that category as well, because he's been struggling, as you know, with this ankle injury. You've seen what he's capable of tonight when he gets his mind into it, and when he's fit and stuff. You see the threat that he carries. People are frightened to get around him because he's that quick. He's got great feet. Sometimes he can be frustrating, but we persevere with him because we know what he brings to the table. So he's another one that I got to mention tonight. And if you're asking me the question, it's pretty obvious. I am so proud of 17, 18-year-old Lucas Yeomans. What a performance from a player that only found out he was going to play today's game 30 minutes before kickoff. We've had to make that change because Chris Cox has been struggling. And these are things that I've spoke about before, all the way through pre-season, coming into the start of the season. We've not had all our players available at the same time, and it's been very, very difficult when you're trying to get an environment where people are settled and you're getting a settled side and they're playing the best football they can play. We're having to chop and change week in, week out through pre-season. The season started and we're still having to do the same thing again. But Lucas Yeomans, as I said, has seen off one of the best wingers in Step 3 football today. Seen him off the park, and I think you could see the energy levels and the way he played the game today, that he's a young man with a bright future in front of him.
That was a great shout, actually. That would have been ours from a commentary point of view. Just 2 more points to wrap up with then, Smudge. Obviously some real selection headaches now ahead of the visit of Lowestoft Town on Saturday, with the likes of Yeomans, as we've mentioned, James Kellerman, Aaron Ford, Jordan Brown, all playing really well tonight. Who do you pick?
I don't know yet. I need 24 hours to just get tonight out of my system, and obviously the discussions will be ongoing amongst the management, myself, Andy and Tom, and we'll come up with the best permutation that we can for Saturday. At this moment in time, the players, like I said, have given a performance, so some of them will be in with a shout of keeping their shirts, and then we'll have a look and see how the injuries are, and then we'll make the final decisions as we progress towards that on Saturday.
If I can just finish off on the absence tonight of Shaquille McDonald and Mikey Taylor, you probably knew I was bound to ask you about those.
Yeah, Shaquille McDonald today obviously he's got a family funeral today, and obviously, as you know, some things are a bit more important at certain times than playing football, and so we've given Shaquille McDonald the night off tonight to spend the day with his family. He'll be back in training on Thursday and back in for selection for Saturday as well. And Mikey Taylor has not been feeling well since Saturday, and obviously as a precaution we've told him to stay away from the club just in case. He's gone away to get a test to make sure he's fine, and I'm sure he will be because it's come back negative. That's what I've been told, so he'll be fine. Just needs to get it out of his system, and then we hope to get him up and running as well.
Okay, Gary, as always, thank you very much for your time this evening, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Cheers, thank you.